That's actually an excellent question. And again, I go back to the law. So if a small business owner, wants to require that his employees wear a mask, he can set that out as a condition of employment. However, if an employee says, I can't wear a mask for one of these reasons, medical, religious, those would, maybe age, maybe they're older or they can't see very well and the mask obscures, or for some reason wearing a mask presents a hardship for them. By law, again, it's not by opinion or desire or health, but by law, that small business owner must accommodate that employee who says, I can't. Now, they could have them work in a different location of the office. They might have them come at different hours, maybe after the hours, or not be with the public or something like that. So there can be accommodations made. But to say you must wear it or you will be fired, that's going to result in a lawsuit. And the lawsuit, if the person wants to file a lawsuit, and the lawsuit would be unlawful dismissal because of the civil rights being violated. It's a very interesting situation. Along the same lines, if that person who worked there was worried about people coming in without a mask because they didn't want to be sick or something like that, that individual would have to make alternate accommodations for that person. But the law states that that individual has free and equal access to the facilities of that business. So serving them on the sidewalk is not the same, because they have the free and equal access inside that facility to all of the services available. So if that person, for example, wanted to, and again, the rule for discrimination is whether it's happening to one person only. So for example, let's say somebody had a gas station and the gas station bathroom was only for employees. And somebody came in and said, I want to use the bathroom. And he said, no, I'm sorry, you can't. That person could not sue on civil rights because that bathroom is closed to everyone equally. The bathroom is only for the privacy. It's closed to everyone. But if that gas station owner said, you have to wear a mask to use the bathroom or you can't use it, that is discrimination because it allows some people to come in, but it doesn't allow others to come in. So you see how that's different? There can't be one situation for those with the mask and one situation for those without a mask. Now, if everybody got served on the sidewalk and nobody came into the store, mask or no mask, now it's equal. If they said, I'm sorry, nobody in at all, we can only serve you if you call. Mask or no mask, everybody has to call. Now it's equal. But to allow some people in to shop and allow the ones without, it should actually be the opposite. The ones with a mask should stay on the sidewalk and be served if they're the ones that don't want to be with other people. I mean, I'm just using that as an exaggeration, but the fact is everyone should have equal access. And it's not my opinion. And it's not even whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. That's something else. That's another discussion. My discussion is, this is what the law says. And if we don't abide by the law, then we no longer have a law-abiding society, because none of these laws say that you may not discriminate except in the case of an emergency. That's not in the law. And it doesn't say except in the case of a disease. Now, if they want to make a new law that says that, then we abide by that new law. But right now, these stores, and the reason I'm focusing on the stores, even though I have people talking about the airlines and the dentist office and the schools, the reason I'm talking about the stores is because people have to have food to eat. And because the government declared these stores as essential, the government itself is stating that this is an essential public accommodation. And those are the words that are used in the law, public accommodation. So if I had if I gave piano lessons in my home, just in my home, I could refuse anybody I want, me personally, because I'm giving piano lessons in my home. It's not a public accommodation. It's my private home and I'm teaching piano lessons. And if I want you to wear red socks and a yellow hat to come into my home, you have to wear red socks and a yellow hat because it's my private home. But once I open up a business in a city and I have a business license from the government, I am now in a different class and I'm in something called public accommodation. And that's why it's saying it's a private business. They can do whatever they want. That's not accurate. Okay, it's actually the opposite. You're a public accommodation, even though you own that business, you are serving the public and you have to serve the public equally. And there have been many, many lawsuits about this previously regarding gay rights and, you know, baking cakes for gay couples. And now I understand why that was such a large issue. And it wasn't because of the person's beliefs. Because they had a business, they had to serve everybody equally, regardless of the individual's beliefs. That's the law. Now, we can change the laws, but that takes a little while to change.
Are there laws that would prohibit government from mandating 6 feet apart?
The issue with standing 6 feet apart is that it is, first of all, very difficult to, you can easily see if someone's wearing a mask or not. You could point them out and say they're breaking the law there. But the standing 6 feet apart, you're passing somebody in the aisle, you know, that kind of thing. The fact is, there is no law. None of these are actually laws themselves. These are recommendations or they are temporary orders. So when someone is in a business and let's say they get a visit from environmental health to write up a ticket or a citation or a violation, there is no regulation that they can be cited for regarding not standing 6 feet apart. And these are going to court right now. In fact, I'm very closely following a couple of cases in California where restaurants did not have the mask. They did not seat people. They let people come inside the restaurant instead of sitting outside, which I don't know if you're in California, but in California now they're saying they want you to sit outside instead of inside. They kept the restaurant open. They did not make people stand 6 feet apart, and they did not make people wear a mask. There were many, many complaints, and the Department of Health wrote up all the numbers of the complaints, but there's no law that they're breaking. So there's no violation that has to be paid because there is no law. There's no law that states you have to be 6 feet apart. Now they can harass you. They can come bother you and say, we're going to give you a citation, but what are you going to give me a citation for? It's like, there is no law to give you a citation. They can make something up. They can say, oh, your floor is slippery or your refrigerator's not cold enough. That's actually a regulation that your refrigeration has to be a certain temperature. So if it's like higher than 40 degrees, they could write you a ticket for it, but they have to write you a ticket for something else. Can they harass you? They'll try. Can they show up every day? Yes. Can they put a closed sign on the door and lock it? Yes. Is that legal? No. What do? You go to court and you fight it. And some people don't want to go to court, so they'll just do what they're told. And others are going to go to court because their principles and their values are more important to them than the money. And some of these people are standing up and they are going to court, and the judge decides, right? The health officer doesn't have any decision making, and even the person who writes the ticket doesn't have any power. The judge decides, is this lawful or is it no law? And I hope that it goes to court. There needs to be rulings so people will be clear. Many people are not clear.